if putting an LS4 engine into a 2,500 pound 1984 Pontiac Fiero sounds interesting to you, you might want to stick around. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for tuning in. As promised, we're going to go over the engine swap project that we chose in the last video. This video, we're going to take a look at the car and the donor engine. If you didn't see the first video, we'll leave the link below. It's a 1984 Pontiac Fiero. The donor engine is a LS4 out of a 2007 Grand Prix GTP, keeping it Pontiac. This is the vehicle. Let's check it out. There it is, the 1984 Pontiac Fiero SE. This model only about a little over 2,500 pounds. Had a 4-cylinder engine. This one was a 4-speed manual. It burns a ton of oil, but we didn't care about that. It's coming out. You can see this is the area that we got to cram the LS4 into. Not a heck of a lot of room. Got to be crafty. A lot of modification in this process. There's a few different ways to get it done, but we are going to do it our own way. Taking a look at the interior, you can see I got a crack in that console, but I got a replacement for that. We're going to shorten that shifter down about an inch, hopefully. Machine it off. Other than that, the interior in relatively good shape. The driver's seat bolster is worn a bit over there on the far side. But other than that, the vents are notoriously bad. This one seems to be intact on this side. Driver's side not so lucky. Going to have to perhaps patch that up somehow. I have a spare door panel that I might be able to use in that process. As you can see up front, the Fiero didn't have a heck of a lot. Small spare tire. The rad is up here. We might upgrade that given the fact that we're going to be trying to cool off a lot more horsepower when this is all finished. There is a direct replacement that has a lot more cooling capabilities that fits right in there. We may end up having to do that. We may just do it just to make the build that much better. But there you have it. Let's take a look at the engine. And there she is. The LS4. You can see I've already pulled off quite a bit of things. The water pump is off already as well. It's a very different water pump, completely offset. It would have been on this far side here. Actually, we're not going to use that pump, I don't think. Might sell that on eBay, take the proceeds, and do something else with it in the build. You can see here, harness is off, all labeled up. There's the rest of the brackets I pulled off. And there's the manifolds and heat shields down there as well. But let's take a look at this engine. Some of the things we're going to have to do. What I'm going to do here is build a custom water manifold, actually. I'm not going to actually use the old water pump and modify it like some of these other builds. I'm going to go with an electric water pump that will free up probably 5 horsepower as well, not having the parasite on the drive. This intake is completely choked back. This model has, you can see right there, pardon me, that is the oil pressure sending unit. Typically that's at the back of the engine because this intake is flipped around. So they put this giant cutout in here. This should be on a regular intake. We should have area here to flow air, not a complete cutout like this one. You can, oh, there you go. You can see it better now. Sorry, it's hard to get the light in there. but it restricts the flow substantially. This is a 76 millimeter throttle body. Going to hopefully switch that out. I think I'm going to go with the Dorman intake, do some port work on it. Can get a 90 millimeter throttle body onto it. It has a LS6 upper, and basically it's should be the equivalent roughly of a fast 90. So we will relocate that oil pressure sending unit that you can see right here. This valley cover will be replaced with a flat one when we get rid of the DOD. Then Fiero Guru has a kit that allows you, pardon me, to, down in here we can put a block adapter that will allow us to hook up the analog pressure sensor for the Fiero and relocate the LS harness OPS-U. Other than that, we may have to, we're probably going to upgrade injectors to an LS3. Not sure if we're going to keep this fuel rail. Going to want to, once the Dorman intake is on, keep this looking really clean. Might go with fuel rails that will eliminate this. We'll either have a crossover on this side or on the other. The Fiero Guru build used LS7 manifolds, so not sure if they hugged the block better or just flowed better, or the reasoning behind that. But stay tuned, guys, and there's going to be some parts purchased soon, and we'll take a look at that when they arrive. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll show you what parts I'm going to buy and how I'm going to tackle this swap.